With the footage in place, our next step is to review the client brief. Not every company will do this, but if they do this, it is a great step to cover because it makes editing so much faster for your clients if they provide editing briefs. One of our biggest clients, Honeylove, does this better than anyone we've worked with so far. So I will use them as an example as we go through this section. This document provides direction on shot selection, pacing, and any special elements the client wants to see in the final product. In this part, I'll show you how to pull in shots and start aligning them with the client's vision. Inside of Tyson Media Pro, we have a bunch of great editing tutorials for you to watch where we go through these steps in real time while you watch us take a project from import to export. Editing briefs. We're going to show you Honeylove's version and how they use it. They are the ones that use them more than anyone, and they do it really well. And it helps us go really fast as editors where we don't have to dive into the footage as much, you know, wonder and worry about what the client wants. We just get into there. We go exactly the timestamps. We see the B-roll. We drop it in the timeline. We add the music, the fun, the pacing, all the stuff that we're good at. And then we just move on from there. And not every client uses briefs. Most of the time they just have a shot or a shoot that you do, and then they say we want these videos delivered, and they expect you to do everything as far as the creative and the content. But for companies like Honeylove or just companies in general, I always try to get them to that level where they can provide briefs just so that it can be faster for us and cheaper for them too. So with that said, the last course that we just went through was showing us, you know, how to create a project and drag the footage and look and go through it. We can skip that process as far as like going through the footage if you have a brief, because you know exactly what the client wants. So this will avoid that section if you have a brief. So we'll just kind of look at what Honeylove provides us. So this is typical, and just so you guys know who Honeylove is, they are a women's clothing line. They do all of these types of clothes, and so what we're going to look at is a brief that they provide. So they use Google Docs, and this is what something will look like. They will have version 1 with visuals that they want to see. These are super simple videos. This is probably a little more these are the hooks, V2 V1 hooks, and then this is the ad. So they go through and they actually tell us what they want the text on screen to say, how it should look, and then this is the shot that they want. So we will hear, I always thought Honeylove was too expensive, and that starts right at 1 minute and 2 seconds in that clip. So we go into that footage immediately in the timeline. We grab that timestamp, drop it in the sequence, move on. But it's so worth it. Go to the timeline, grab that shot and drag it into the timeline. Their crossover bar keeps selling out. Go to that timestamp, drag it into the timeline, and move all the way fast as you can, and get every single shot that they ask for and request. And then that's when we're going to go through and start adding in we call it the sauce, which is where we sprinkle on all the good stuff, all the graphics, the pacing, the music. And so that's just kind of like a quick overview of what a brief looks like and how to use it. You've got footage links, which when you click on that, it'll take you to where to download the footage, which this lives in our Dropbox. Gives you the titles for each of the versions, so you can use them in the naming sequence. But yeah, and then this is the transcript of just kind of what inspired the ads. So that is it. And then, like I said in the last one, we've got a lot of tutorials of us actually walking through these processes. So for example, this one shows me opening up this footage from Glam Bites, who is one of their influencers. And I go through and in the brief,
so I'm gonna lay that right there, 11:14, and I'm just getting this up.
So here's another brief. This one actually gives you timestamps from beginning to end. And so I go in and I find that in this clip.
11:14 to 12:31.
Make the in and out point, drag it in, move on. So I go through that whole process and getting all that footage. And then once we get to the end, that's when you start adding in all the extra stuff.
Okay, let's go.